Leonard was a son of a billionaire. His father had a well-established business. Leonard's parents loved him more than anything in this world. He was a spoiled kid who was always reluctant to do something for himself. He never thought of being independent. He lived on his father's money. He was a party freak who was always surrounded by people. He had never experienced being alone. One night his family and his friends were having a party on a yacht. Leonard was drunk. He went at the top of the yacht. When he reached the railing of the yacht, his body was trembling. He slipped and fell in the lifeboat. Because of his weight, the boat started shaking, and the lock from which the boat was hanging opened. The lifeboat fell in the ocean. He slept in the lifeboat, and he was drunken all alone. He had left his cell phone on the yacht. Leonard's parents were unaware of the fact that his son was not in the yacht. When they reached their place, they realized that their son was missing. They sent a rescue team to search for him. Next morning, when Leonard woke up, he saw himself alone in the middle of the ocean. He was totally freaked out and did not have any idea of what happened last night. He was on that lifeboat for about a month. Somehow, he survived the ocean waves, hunger, thirst, and loneliness. At first, he ate all the material present on the lifeboat, and when the food on the lifeboat got finished, he started to eat raw fishes. A month later, he found an island which was about 500 meters away from him. He managed to reach there. His body was shrunken and his hair had grown like a gorilla. His body was all tanned. It was a remote island with no people living on it. He started to walk around on the island. He was dying by thirst and hunger. He saw a clean water pond on that island. First, he sat down and drank a lot of water, and then jumped in the pond and took a long bath. After that, he found some fresh fruit trees and started eating them. After doing all of this, he sat on a rock facing the sunset and thought to himself that he had never been alone, and now there is no point of living his life, and he decided to kill himself. He was in depression for about 15 days, and he started having positive thoughts. He said to himself that now God has given him a new opportunity to have some goals of his own. He decided to live his life at the fullest. His first goal was to get out of that island, and his life goal was to be a motivational speaker and inspire people like him to achieve their goals. He decided to explore the island. There were so many squirrels on that island that he can't even count them. He started collecting fruits and woods. He fetched fishes from the ocean, cooked them on fire, and ate them. When he collected fruits, squirrels came to him as if they also want to eat them. He made a shed for himself which would save him from heavy rain. There were many kinds of fruit there. He cut his long hair and started exercising so that he can gain his muscles again. He collected a bundle of dry grass and wrote SOS on front of the island in the hope that if any plane would pass by, they will notice it. Whenever he saw a plane, he burned that SOS sign with fire. After the search of 2 months, Leonard's parents gave him on searching for him. They declared him either dead or lost. After 2 months, he realized how much fun it is to live independently. He made nature his best friend. He confessed that happiness is not in partying all night with friends or having $1 million home. One can only have happiness in their life if they are working hard on achieving their goals. In 2 months, he became familiar with all the places in that island. He knew that how he could get food to eat and how he could pass his time there. He also came to know that there was a volcano on that island, but he was unfamiliar with the fact that it was an active volcano. There were frigate birds too on that island, and he made some green turtles his friend. He named one green turtle Sammy. He talked to him and told his feelings to him. 6 months passed and he was still stuck at that island. One night he saw a plane which was not very far from the ground. He immediately burned the SOS sign, and fortunately the people on the plane saw it. Next day, some people on a ship came to rescue him and told him that he was living on an island which had an active volcano and can burst any time. It took 6 days to get back home. While he was on the ship, he realized that he was taking with him a lifelong experience worth remembering, and he also had Sammy with him as a symbol of this experience. When he reached home, his parents were shocked. His mother was so happy to see him that she decided to throw a huge party because she thought that she will never be able to see his son again. Before all the preparations got started, he sat down with his parents and told them that from now on he wanted to live his life independently, and to do so he had to leave this home. His parents were very proud of him, but they accepted his decision on the condition that he had to attend this party. He said yes and started getting ready. It was 5 in the evening and RHE party started. All his family and friends were present there. His friends were totally unable to recognize him, and when they offered him a drink he refused. Next day he took Sammy with him and bid goodbye to his parents. He decided to go to Amsterdam because he had many friends there. First he rented an apartment there. He decided to start his new journey by writing a book. While he was writing a book, he was also doing a job as a waiter in a restaurant for his living. Within 2 years his book's name was a New York Times bestseller. He became a motivational speaker. He mentioned the island story in his first lecture. His job was to help people leave their old lives behind. He motivated them to focus on their goals and forget their dark past. He got married with a girl named Alexa, who was also a motivational speaker. He became a billionaire within 5 days. He was thankful to God for everything he had, and from that day his morning started with praying to God. Moral of this story is that there are many paths that God opened for us, but this is on us which one we choose. He always has the best for us. So be thankful for what you have and work harder for what you want. Ishita Nara.